We have one item on the agenda, Mr. Pierik.
Yes, this is a conference with real property negotiators. This is authorized by Government Code Section 54956.8. The property is Sloat Avenue between Erdley Avenue and Dewey Avenue. The agency negotiator is the city manager. The negotiating parties are listed in the agenda. Forsum Development Company, CCS, Pacific Grove Manager, LLC, and Comstock. Under negotiations are price and terms of payment.
Thank you. Public comment, please come forward. Welcome.
Good evening. During closed session tonight, you will discuss the terms for payment for selling Sloat Avenue to the ATC developers. I want to request that you add parking, ADA parking as a term for that agreement. The added term would provide that the seller and purchaser agree to mitigate the impact of removing 20 parking spaces currently on Sloat Avenue by the city designating several ADA parking spaces near the rec trail on either Ocean View, Erdley, or Dewey Avenues. Removing 20 Sloat Avenue parking spaces will make it far less likely that mobility handicapped persons can find parking close enough for them to walk to and from the rec trail. Residents without mobility impairment will have only the minor inconvenience of having to walk a somewhat longer distance to and from the new ATC parking lot on Central Avenue. But for mobility impaired persons, including myself, eliminating 20 parking spaces from Sloat Avenue removes the likelihood of us ever finding a parking space from which we can walk to and from the rec trail. In the sales agreement, the city would agree to add ADA parking, and the ATC would agree not to contest that. The city would benefit by providing greater freedom to its handicapped residents, and the ATC would benefit from the public's appreciation of their goodwill gesture not to contest it. Therefore, I request that you instruct the negotiator that the term of the sales agreement should be the city's commitment that concurrent with the loss of parking spaces from Sloat Avenue, the city will designate several nearby parking spaces for ADA use on either Ocean View, Lower Erdley, or Lower and the purchaser's agreement would be not to contest the city's action. Obviously, I have a selfish motive, but I'm not the only mobility impaired resident who would benefit from this term of sale. Therefore, I request the city council to instruct the negotiator to reach an agreement with the purchaser of Sloat Avenue to accept the city's designation of several new ADA parking spaces as close to the rec trail as the parking spaces on Sloat Avenue currently are. Thank you.
Thank you. Public comment?
We have two hands online. Anthony Ciani.
Good evening. Please take care to carry out your fiduciary duty to ensure all of your necessary administrative and legal actions regarding the ATC Hotel Development's use of Pacific Grove's public property are explicitly implemented in a manner to fully pay for and reimburse the citizens of Pacific Grove for any and all development expenses associated with improvements to the city's infrastructure made necessary by the development that's required, and make that a requirement of a condition of the city developer agreement. And I ask that you instruct the city manager to follow those directions. My letter to you outlined the type of traffic improvements that may be required over the life of the project. The fees imposed as for traffic mitigation improvements for a Cannery Row hotel by the city of Monterey in 1996 were $2 million. Of course, amortized to year 2024, that would be a higher amount. Again, I respectfully ask that you take special care to carry out your fiduciary duty to ensure that all of your necessary administrative and legal actions regarding the ATC Hotel Development's use of Pacific Grove's public property are carried out. Thank you.
Lawrence and Dimer.
Thank you. I would like to remind each and every one of you of Article 5.5. In the exercise of their duties, obligations, and authorities, the council, boards and commissions, officers, and employees of the city shall be guided by the determination of the people that Pacific Grove is primarily a city of homes, and that business and industry shall be compatible with its residential character. By selling a public right-of-way to a private developer, you are discriminating against a residential neighborhood and relegating us to second-class citizens. This is not environmental or social justice for all residents of Pacific Grove. This strait is priceless to my neighborhood. Thank you very much.
No photo hands, Mayor.
We'll now adjourn to closed session, returning at 6.
Recording stopped.